Says one way you can help us be freer tomorrow than we are today is to get rid of the regulations that are a burden at the DMV. It would be best if we could privatize the DMV. Thoughts on that?
I'm not on transportation, but I am very interested and involved in election law, and I will tell you that the DMV is critical to verifying the identity of people at the polls for elections.
I am a two-time refugee from California. I didn't learn my lesson the first time. Most recently, I lived in the Bay Area from '88 to '96, and back then the issue of standing in line at the DMV was so intolerable that the DMV decided to change the process. You could just call in, make an appointment for a specific time, show up, get your driver's license. They didn't answer the phone. My manager at the company I worked for drove down during his lunchtime to stand in line to make an appointment to come back the next week. This is, I hate to pick on government because I are one, but we have such inefficiencies in the system. I also had a constituent that complained about the new system here in Coeur d'Alene for getting a driver's license. You're supposed to show up at the designated time that your appointment was made, go back to your car, probably put on your mask in the car so you don't infect your radio. And then the agent would come out and get you and bring you in. Well, she said she stayed out there for about a half an hour because she could not park in the area right in front of the door. And I went inside and talked to them, and they do make a valid attempt to try and find the person. But here's an elderly lady in 30-degree weather that's got health conditions, and she can't get her appointment done on time. We've got to do a better job of that. Privatization, I'd like to see a proposal for that. Believe me, if you went to Walmart and were treated in either one of those two conditions like that, you'd never go back.
This is actually a really timely question. I serve on a committee called the Joint Legislative Oversight Committee, and it's a joint committee between the House and the Senate, and we essentially supervise a department within the Legislative Services Division that conducts performance evaluations on different forms of government. And I'm about to propose a study to that group specifically about looking at the structure of our DMV system in the state of Idaho and essentially finding efficiencies in potentially a different format. So the state of Idaho is the only state in the country, we used to be one of two, Nebraska finally changed, that basically has a state DMV that contracts with individual counties to provide the services. And that creates a lot of issues. Trust me, former Sheriff Wolfinger let me know all the time that he was not really pleased with the setup from the state. So it is something that certainly needs to be looked at and studied, and I think there's a better way to get the services to the people in a more efficient, fiscally prudent way. And I hope that study will be able to provide some answers for us in the next few months or years.